Modals, ability and obligation. Objective, learning models of ability in a context. The context is traffic rules and signals. First two models we are going to look at is can and able to, which are used to talk about present ability. That is what a person can do now or at the moment. Both the models can be used to ask questions. Look at the two questions. Can he drive a car? Is he able to drive a car? What do you think? Answers are yes, he can, and yes, he is able to. Now we are going to look at these two models in negatives. Look at the picture and answer these questions. Can he drive a car? Is he able to drive a car? What do you think? The answers are no, he can't. No, he is not able to. Next, we move to can and will to talk about future ability. Can and will can be used to talk about future ability, that is, what a person can do in the future. Now first look at both the pictures. In the first picture, you see a huge traffic jam. At the moment, can he reach on time? So let's look at both these questions. Can he reach his office on time? Will he be able to reach his office on time? In both these questions, the answer is obviously no. The answers are no, he can't, or no, he won't be able to reach his office on time. Next, we are going to look at could to talk about future ability. The meaning of could can be would be able to talk about future ability. So look at this person. What is he doing? The question is, could he pass the exam if he studies well? Which means, would he be able to pass the exam if he studies well? The answer is yes, he could pass if he studies well, which means yes, he would be able to pass the exam if he studies well. Next, we are going to look at have to. Have to is used to talk about past when there was no choice, and similarly it can also be used to talk about future when there will be no choice. Now look at the student. What is he thinking? Yesterday I had to do math homework. In the past he had no choice. Today I must give the homework. So must is used to talk about when there is no choice now. Tomorrow I will have to do math homework. So this is talking about the future when there will be no choice. Now we are going to look at must and have to when it is used to talk about rules and laws. Have to and must. Look at the driver. How is he driving? What do you think? Have to and must are something which is used to talk about which is necessary and rules. So look at the driver. So what did he do? He was driving, he saw the red light, he stopped because he must stop because it's a rule. So you say you have to stop at the traffic lights or you must stop at the traffic lights where the driver had no choice. Now we're going to look at mustn't and can't are used to talk about things which we are not allowed to do. Now look at the driver, look at this symbol, sign. Answer this question. Can he park his car here? What do you think? What's the answer? Let's see. Mustn't and can't, which are used to talk about things which we are not allowed to do. If you look at the sign, it says no parking. So the driver did not park his car here because it says parking not allowed, which means you mustn't park your car here. You can't park your car here. So mustn't and can't to talk about things which you are not allowed to do. The next modal verb is don't have to or doesn't have to. Similarly, don't have to and doesn't have to are also used to talk about things which are not necessary. Look at the driver. How is he driving on the highway? Any idea? Oh, how was his driving? So this is a highway. The driver doesn't have to drive slowly. So he's got the option. It's left to him. He can drive slowly or fast. So we can say you don't have to drive slowly on a highway. Ought to and should. So let's look at the driver again. What do you think about his driving? Can you make a sentence using it ought to and should? To and should are used to talk about advice. If you look at this driver, he is driving on a highway, and on a highway there are many rules like you should follow traffic rules or you ought to follow traffic rules, and that's the correct thing to do. It is very necessary, but it's not very strong as must since it is an advice. The decision or the choice is left to the person. There is nothing like no choice when you talk about should. The next one we are going to talk about is need to and will need to. Both are used to talk about things like no choice, like had to. Look at the driver, the highway. How is he driving? What do you think? That's need to and will need to. When you talk about something when there is no choice. Look at the driver. He was driving, and he saw the traffic light. He stopped, which means you need to stop at traffic lights. No choice. You have to stop at traffic lights. No choice. Or you must stop at traffic lights. No choice. Next, we are going to look at don't need to or need not, which means there is no obligation. Don't need to and need not is used to talk about things which is not necessary or no obligation. Look at the driver. He's on the highway. What is he doing? Need to and need not are similar to don't have to or doesn't have to, which means you don't have to do something necessary. If you look at this picture, the driver is driving on the highway and he doesn't have to or he doesn't need to drive very slowly on a highway. That is, you don't need to drive slowly on a motorway or you need not drive slowly on a motorway. Next, we are going to look at had better. Had better or had better not is used to talk about to give strong orders or advice. Let's see. You saw the driver. He was driving. He saw a policeman. He stopped. So you say, you'd better stop the car or you'd better not drive the car. So this means the order is very strong. You cannot drive the car after you see the policeman asking you to stop the car. So you had better not drive the car. Otherwise, you will be in a big trouble. You might be fined heavily. It was a long video. If you had watched thoroughly, thank you for watching. Please comment, share, press the bell button, subscribe. Thank you very much.